Having just finished Tales of the Jedi, I firmly believe that some of the stuff that we get here is the best Star Wars we've received in years. Specifically though, I want to focus on the character of Count Dooku and just share my overall very brief thoughts with you. Watching Tales of the Jedi and Dooku's descent into the dark side is almost now just as tragic as the likes of Anakin Skywalker, and so impressively so, almost as impactful. Despite Anakin's story taking place over 3 full movies, Dooku's story takes place over 3 short episodes, but I think it gets the exact same feeling across, just in a much smaller time frame. Obviously it helps a great deal that we already know many of these characters, but Dooku's descent is not only believable, but Dooku has now altered into a highly sympathetic character. This is something that we've discussed on the channel before for years. The idea that Dooku turned to the dark side for more righteous reasons than even Anakin did, being far less selfish than Anakin ever was. I genuinely think that Tales of the Jedi and the Dooku episodes is some of the best Clone Wars style animation we've ever received and may receive in the entirety of the Clone Wars run, meaning that this is some of the best Star Wars animated content I've ever seen, if not my absolute favorite thus far. The music was absolutely gorgeous, and if you watch the episode closely, you can feel as if the very music follows Dooku and his very stance in the Force and feelings and connection to it, all the way until the huge crescendo of the final episode that involves him. Something else I absolutely adore is Dooku's episodes are told almost entirely from his point of view. We follow pivotal moments in his life to the point where he eventually turns to the dark side. His turn makes sense, and we can sympathize from it. However, Tales of the Jedi goes even further and does something even more brilliant. The moment that Dooku actually turns, he is no longer a sympathetic character whatsoever, and Tales of the Jedi goes very clear in stating that while Dooku's motivations for turning may have been pure, the dark side is never the answer. And although previously from his perspective Dooku was following a righteous cause, the show makes it very clear that he makes the wrong decision in the end. With that said, I would go as far to say that the Dooku episode, although being very short, is a masterpiece, and there are going to be a whole lot more Dooku fans out there now that are going to watch Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith as well as the Clone Wars very differently.